Well, hello everyone. Coming out to the garage, spending a couple hours. When I left you with the last video, I had primed both front fenders, and they've come out pretty darn nice. I've just got them in the high build feather fill polyester primer. I was going to put the 2K on it, but after deciding that they'll probably get beat up a little bit when I mount them to set the gaps, or actually to set the gaps, and then I'll do any final blocking to get the doors and the fenders all in alignment. And since they'll have to come off to be edged in anyway, I'll do the 2K priming then. But they're looking good, so we're on to something else. Project for today is the inner brace for the trunk. This is the part that holds the handle and the lock. It was kind of ate up along the lip. So we've got this piece of sheet metal on there, got a little bluing dye on it. Get in here and start cutting some metal. And while we got a little time to kill while I cut this thing, I had one of them aha, why didn't I think of that sooner moments. When using this shear, the air hose coupler, which was straight out the bottom, was always getting in the road. The hose was getting caught on the end of the metal as I moved out an arm with. And I was rooting through my junk pile of fittings and seen a little 90-degree fitting. So I screwed that in there, and now I got the air fitting coming out at 90 degrees instead of straight out, and it works ever so much better. My main point of concern on this trunk repair, both this brace and the piece I need to cut off the bottom of the trunk, is keeping this bow. Like all body parts, they're always a compound curve. They go this way and then they go that way. So I decided to draw the curve here on my temporary table. Give me something to go by on when it's all done to see if I'm close. And the act of shearing put a little bit of natural bow in my replacement piece. So we're going to just take advantage of that and lay it in there pre-bent. And here I'm marking a few spots that I'm going to take over to the sander and sand down to make it lay in there a little bit better. It also has a bit of a compound curve. So we got the new panel overlapping the old, and using the technique that we had used earlier, I'm going to just lay it on there and slice it. I'm doing it from what I called the back side. It wasn't the side that I had put it in doing all the checking, to just because that's where the weld's going to be, the most of it, and I can grind it smooth, and that part is hidden. The part that you can see is on the other side, so this way I won't have near as much material to try to grind out of that radius that makes the 90-degree. I'm just sort of sneaking up on it, or I've ground about 3-inch slot in there, cutting through both panels, and looks like it's going to line up, and this is the process I'll be using across. Push it down a little bit until the edges line up, put a little tack on it, and then cut another 3 inches or so and repeat as needed. I bought a new set of TIG welding gloves. They're quite a bit thinner than MIG welding, and between them being thinner and being new, I went back to my old faithful ones. These have got many hours of welding on them. And as I'm sure some of you have noticed, I've just got a clear shield on so I can see when I'm grinding. The tacks I'm putting in are small and they're going well, and so I just close my eyes when I pull the trigger for the tack, and I can really tell almost just by the sound that it's doing good. So when I go to weld it in completely, I'll have the full welding mask on. And checking against the line that I had drawn before I started the cutting and welding, and it lines up pretty good. I'll leave everything sort of loose when I get the new lip in on the trunk and do some test fitting, because I'm sure I'm going to have to do some severe massaging on the trunk itself and this panel, which does get spot welded in eventually, due to the fact of the welding repairs and the collision that it was in. And the other piece is spot welded on. Now I've taken a scribe and I've marked it for height. Now I'll get in here and wiggle the original rusty piece out and have it all ready for welding up. Well, that's it for today. I'll bring you back to this piece when I've got it all welded in and dressed down, and we'll start on the bottom of the trunk. That will be most challenging. Once again, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next video.